Okay, so it's day 29 of our 1 hour a day workout video for my heavyweight champs or whoever's watching. This is the war against obesity. That's what we fight in, the war against obesity, starting with self. And anybody who's following, we're trying something. See, I want to show my bellies to show that, you see how it's hanging over? But if you've seen prior videos, it's not as bad as it was before. It's getting a little bit better, okay? So, this is no gimmick. This is what we got to deal with here. But it's not as bad as it was before. I think it's getting better. And so, if you have back problems, what do you want? You want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay, so that's my skinny mini granddaughter saying hi. So I wear a back brace because I got lower back pain. All right? Don't worry about the outfit. It doesn't mean anything. And what else? I usually put on my karate jacket. I wanted to note that from my right side, from my right side to my leg down,
Yes.
I've been having pain today. I didn't even want to get out the bed and do this video. So, my right side. Yesterday I was getting on an ab booster and it wasn't all the way set on the floor. And it made me fall a little bit, but that was to my left. I didn't fall all the way to the floor either. It wasn't no type of pain effect, so whatchamacallit, I fell to the left side, not to the right side. I don't know why my right side and my butt cheek and down my right leg. So we're just going to monitor that, and we're going to take it easy.
Yes.
And do what we can. So I am going to aim the camera at the ab booster.
Yes.
Watch out. My assistant, I got Kashmir as my assistant. And I got the camera sitting on a swerving chair that keeps swinging. And I gotta stop it from swinging somehow. I'll tell you, today is not really my day. But like I said, we gotta get it done regardless, you know, every day, 1 hour a day. So let's see. Make sure this ab booster is extended all the way. And we'll start out with the ab booster. I usually get down on the floor and do some push-ups and sit-ups first, but since I got the ab booster, I do as much as I could do on this, because yesterday it made me sweat a lot. And I was just talking about my situation with my cousin, which became like a stalking situation. We was talking about the streets. We continue to talk about the streets because there's something going on all the time with the streets, but we're going to get off of that conversation eventually and start talking about something more progressive, like finances and stuff like that, and real estate. Whew. So, today I'm not really in the mood, but I'm going to do what I can do. I had a salad today. I went to the store, passed by all these restaurants, and wasn't tempted to eat nothing else. I said I'll go up and get me a salad, got the grandbaby a sandwich, and I was going to cheat on the sandwich, and I didn't even feel like doing that. I was like, let me just get the salad. It's going to be heavy enough. The salad's going to be heavy enough, so that'll be cool. And basically, I just needed something to drink in the house. So, don't make it swivel. So, whatchamacallit? Let's talk about the streets and how yesterday and the day before yesterday. Yesterday, I got into my own personal situation that I had going on. You know, where, you know, you go from the streets, hanging out in the streets, and then when you try to do something positive and become an entrepreneur, the streets follow you down, and, you know, people that still out there getting high and doing drugs and doing the wrong things, they see you trying to turn your life around and they get jealous of the situation. So it makes them feel like they falling behind in life. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they should be better than you. So this is a situation that I felt happen with my cousin, even though he got like 4 or 5 years older than me. You know, been out there in the construction since the 70s. Like, you know, had his carpenter's license early on in life. It felt like he shouldn't have needed anything that I had. You know, like I just had a little cleaning business. And I was explaining yesterday, I made it look good by taking out a loan and putting up an awning. So people thought that I was making a lot. They thought I was making more money than I was making. And they thought that, you know, the company was turning a lot of revenue and I was getting rich. But that wasn't the case. I applied for an SBA loan. And you could have minimum income as long as you show growth over the years. And they're only looking for 3 years of taxes. And your credit doesn't have to be perfect, right? So, only thing I don't think that they like is bankruptcy on there. So, I was good with that. So, I got a small loan. When I say small, I mean less than $50,000. So by the time I went in there and paid for the store, put the awning up, fixed up and changed and did the flooring, I was broke. You know? And then the people that the organization that used to help me get jobs, get the contracts, the kind of like the middleman that was already working with the contractors. I guess he felt that I didn't need him no more for help, that he could stop giving me work and I guess maybe give it to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't the case, because before I was working from home and I had less overhead, and now I got the storefront and I got more overhead. So I had contractors calling me. I usually do like one apartment, like post-construction, $100, right? I usually charge $100. I had contractors calling me wanting me to do it for 50. So obviously there was a middleman that wanted to take half of my money, and then I bring a crew in there, supervise the job and everything, so I couldn't do it because, you know, I had the store. It wasn't going to be beneficial. It wasn't going to be no profit left over. I might be able to pay my workers, but it wouldn't be no profit left over, so I had to turn contractors down. But basically what I'm saying is that when people seen the storefront and me put an awning up, they thought that I was rich. They thought that the organization that was helping me get the contracts, some of them thought that, you know, that guy gave me the money and, you know, for me to open up the place like a second chapter to his, but it wasn't. I was all independent. And do or die for me, you know. If I survive, I survive. So once you take a loan, you have to pay back the loan with interest, plus now you got the overhead. So I had like $1,500 rent overhead. I had electrical bills. Then I had, you know, the loan payment and stuff, and I had my car insurance with no contracts. So what people thought was going on was totally the opposite. Okay, so I was explaining yesterday I survived in my store for 2 years because the store was a shack, you know what I'm saying, and it needed work. So I negotiated with the contractor. I said, I'm going to give you the 3 months lease to get into the place, but this place needs work and I'll do it myself. So I used my loan money, even though that's not what my loan money was for. It wasn't for construction and repairs. So that was a big mistake up front, you know. It was just for office equipment and overhead. It wasn't for construction. So when you take a loan and you document what you're taking a loan for, you need to use it specifically for that. And if you don't have a loan for construction or rehab in a place, then get a place that's already done. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going into monies that, you know, that's not available. You know, that you wasn't given. You wasn't given, you know, construction rehab money. You know, so people got jealous. You know, very few people stopped by the store. A lot of people shied away. I used to stand outside my store and see people drive by that was from my old organization that I was a member of, and they wouldn't stop. They just be looking like, you know, people would just like watch you, follow you, know where you at, and don't let you know that they watching you. And for a female, that's scary. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching Fatal Attraction, right? And I was equating it to myself. I was like, situation I had with my cousin, where it seemed like he got like jealous and he wanted to upstage me sometime in life, you know, eventually, right? And when things didn't work out for my storefront and I had to close up, it was his grand opportunity. So I went back over to the organization, and he was over there in tight cool with people, and I didn't know behind my back he was backstabbing me because those was the people that I was supposed to be getting contracts through, or approving me for contracts to work with contractors. And all of that had ceased, and I lost my business, my storefront. So I gets over there, and shortly, you know, after, like, they dissing me, they kicking me out. Take that out of there. No sounds that's copywritten. My granddaughter's, she keep playing jingles, and I keep trying to explain to her that you can't put that in your recorded YouTube video, because that's like you get a copyright strike. And then even if they don't knock down your page, they give the credit of your video over to whatever jingle that was in your video. Even if I'm going an hour with my video and she put a jingle in there for like 10 seconds, you know, they'll give the credit of the video, of the whole video, over to whatever song you put in your video. Right? So I didn't know the whole time, point blank, my cousin was backstabbing me, and he wanted to upstage me. And, you know, I guess earlier in life, in the 80s, you know, my family, my side of the family was doing well, and, you know, maybe he felt second to me, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't see him as being neglected or getting anything less than me, you know what I'm saying? But he wanted to eventually, sometime in life, walk me down and establish that he was better than me, or he got more backup than me, or he can control the, you know, the environment, you know. So he eventually ended up scheming behind my back, getting me kicked out of the organization. And so I ended up going home struggling. But I was fine. I had a roof over my head. Like I said, when you got a project apartment, that's the best thing, because if you don't have a job or your income situation change, you just go to the public assistance and, you know, to the welfare, and they'll pay your rent, you know. Get you some food stamps or whatever the situation is, you know. People don't like to claim projects or welfare, but a lot of us is living in that poverty, on that poverty level, or we have family members that live on that poverty level. And not only that, the ones that are middle class, they will use food stamps. You know, even if they don't qualify for it. If a family member comes to a cookout and they contribution is food stamps, I got some food stamps, I could buy some sodas, or I could buy some food with my food stamps. Ain't nobody gonna say no, you know what I'm saying? So let's stop fronting on the nature, on the projects in the welfare center, you know what I'm saying? Because if we don't ever get any other reparations in life, we could just count, you know, housing and welfare as reparations, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is that when I got my storefront, it did give away that I wasn't really getting money like that or getting rich like that. I was still living in the projects. I didn't move out of the projects, you know what I'm saying? And I had a storefront, but I still had my project apartment, because I said, let me see how things is gonna go, you know what I'm saying? You know, my partner, my supervisor, the guy that I used to have supervising the crew, kept telling me to get a house, but I was like, nah, because that'd be too much to take on, you know what I'm saying? Storefront and the house, move out of the projects, and then if everything fall down, I lose everything. I lose the house, the storefront, and I won't have no apartment, you know what I'm saying? So I gave it some time, you know? Anyway, they end up blackballing me. I end up going I guess it's because, like, I came from an organization, and while everybody's over there online for a job, I went and opened up my own business storefront, put my awning up. So everybody was looking at me like, oh, shoot, look what she got. Look what she did. You know, we all over here waiting for this guy to give us a job. And she went and made her own business and opened up a storefront and everything like that. So when I lost the storefront and came back to the organization, everybody had been jealous for the whole 2 years. So when I came back, you know, niggas didn't want me to get a job no more. They didn't want me to be a part of the program. Not only that, you know, I didn't know my own cousin, my own family member was backstabbing me and talking behind my back because I didn't give him space in my store. So he went back to the organization and was making sure that I don't get no more contracts or, you know, my situation get turned around and messed up. So once my situation got messed up, I went home. I was still living in South Bronx, so I wasn't too far from the organization. Then I got a transfer uptown, and I'm all the way up North Bronx. And the niggas is around my block, like, about my situation in the South Bronx. I'm like, why is niggas following me all the way? Like, that's fatal attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman can't get a man off her back. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a man have a gripe with a woman, and he'll just, like, sit there and stay on her back, follow her around wherever she moves. That's why a lot of women, when they have a problem with a man, usually in a relationship, they leave town. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what my cousin was trying to do, run me out of town or whatever. But he's not my man. He's my first cousin. So, like, this is like a fatal attraction. You chasing me. I don't even know where you live at. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to his house one time and couldn't find my way back and didn't know his address, didn't care to know his address. And when he divorced his wife after, you know, 10 years of living in her house or whatever the situation is, he wouldn't live in, till today I don't know where to find him. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody to try to kick you out and denounce you, but then know where you live at and follow you home and create a blood gang outside your door, so every time you come outside, niggas is mean mugging and hating on you and daring you to make a false move or say a smart word, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I went through for 25 years with my cousin. 25 years, you know. And the strange thing is that everybody was being cool with everybody. All the organizations that used to fight with each other was together. All the Bloods and the Crips and the gang members was together. Like, everybody was banding and clamming together and staying together, and I was the only outcast. So he went around and patched everything up and pat everybody on each other back and said, get along and speak. But when it came down to me, he wanted hell. I mean, hell for me. You know what I'm saying? So I went through it. I went through the hell. Yes, I did. I went through the hell. Not without right into the mayor's office, right into the FBI, right into the head of the One Police Plaza, you know, the chief of police, you know, because I used to work for the police department. So I was like, listen, you know, I can't get in and out of my building, you know, safely. Like, when do a motherfucker leave you alone? You understand what I'm saying? Like, when is this motherfucker gonna leave me alone? I don't even concentrate on him. I stopped going to that organization. It had been years. It had been years, like years. Until they started going around and the feds started locking up hundreds of niggas from each project with the RICO law that they chill out. And even after that, still now, I get, you know, some niggas that want to have a little attention, you know, who want to get a little attention, they'll do something with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, sick their dog, you know, put their dog close to me and they know I got a phobia for dogs. Do stupid shit, you know what I'm saying? So, he started something that, even though he don't live in my community, it lingered on. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, you not here. You my family. We grew up in the same household. And you sick of niggas on me that you don't know what nigga gonna jump out the window and try to, you know, do something so that he could shine. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is crazy. These men is crazy. And I was watching Fatal Attraction today. And the girl was saying the guy got with the girl, she lived in the projects. And then I think she got pregnant. I'm not sure if she got pregnant first, but they moved to Virginia. Yeah, they had a baby. They moved to Virginia for a better life. So he was down there in Virginia, you know, beating up on her and stuff like that. But she wasn't telling anybody because I guess she was in love with him. And then something had happened where they split up. She came back to New York with her baby, moved back in with her mother. He came back up. And he used to, because she still had feelings for him, she was still in love with him. So she would let him come and spend nights. So I think it was sometime before Christmas, he contacted her to see what she was doing. And she said she just preparing for Christmas, you know, the tree and wrapping gifts. And he wanted to come over and spend time with, you know, with his daughter and with her. And she said they had great sex that night. It was like their relationship was blossoming all over again. And for some reason, he woke up and shot her in her face. Shot her 3 times. One time in the face where it like hit her in the nose. And so it didn't go through her head. It just like skinned her, hit her in the chest somewhere like three places. She was bloody. And then he went in there. I guess her mother was bugging out and he shot and killed her mother. But she survived. So he was on the run. And so she had to get up on the stand and tell the story, you know, when it caught him, because he was trying to act like it wasn't him and everything was okay, you know. The funny thing is that it seemed like this girl was still in love with, she was still in love with him, you know what I'm saying, because she let him back in. You know, that's how women are. They soft-hearted and they hope for rekindle. They hope not to, any decent female hope not to have to change boyfriends and sleep with another one and another one and another one. You know what I'm saying? You would hope that your baby's father straighten up and, you know, y'all could just get that relationship back together and you don't have to go through so many guys and learn another guy and, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's what she thought it was. And the way she described the night before he did his shooting was that they had made good sex, like passionate sex, like the relationship was new again. But he must have seen something in her phone, or I don't know what triggered his mental. But he pulled out a gun. Like, this is a man that could probably beat them both up with his hands. He pulled out a gun and shot her in the face. But it like blew her nose off, you know. It like kind of like shot her in the nose. But he killed her mother, you know. And that was in the Bronx. where I'm from. So that's why that story was very touching. And what I do, since like my cousin was so stalking, and he got so many niggas outside stalking me, like he's stalking me, and he formed a gang to aid in the bed in his stalking me, you know. So I keep niggas out my house, you know what I'm saying? I don't bother with niggas, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gay, so I'm not trying to be in no relationship with no man, you know what I'm saying? You know, when my daughter was living here, I had to deal with all of that. Okay, we're half an hour in, and she used to bring boyfriends home, so I had to deal with, you know, her thug boyfriends. Whew. And the same thing happened with my daughter that happened with that girl, you know, where he took her down to Virginia. See, he took her down to Virginia, and he could have killed her down in Virginia. My daughter's baby father took her to North Carolina to a dirt road, you know, not even a paved town, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to get down here with the resistant band. I'm going to put on my gloves. So y'all females out there, y'all be careful, you know. Because these guys, I don't know what's going on with them, you know. And it don't have to be the ugly ones that's the crazy and deranged. It could be the good looking ones too. A lot of these foreigners too that come from these different countries, you know. Yeah, be careful. You really can't tell a difference, and sometimes you think they all black, and some of them is from, you know, different countries. Not to say that, you know, just foreigners is like that. I'm not saying that, but in them third world countries where they have it rough, you know, where they got like always at war, and they live rough and crazy. I got the phone on sitting on a chair, and the chair is a swivel, so it keeps swinging. So let me see if I could do some planking, and I'll get back to talking. I call that my planking. It's supposed to be push-ups, but I can't hardly bend my elbows. Like I said, today I'm not feeling all that well, so going into storytelling. Well, one thing, you know, that I would never want to happen in my life is some kind of fatal attraction where, you know, because you chose to be around the wrong person and they kill you. Imagine somebody that you had sex with, you open your legs to, kill you. Or somebody shoot you that could have kicked your ass, you know what I'm saying? So these niggas be into overkill. You know, all my years of running the street, and I used to be through some of the roughest projects in roughest neighborhoods in the Bronx. And, you know, I didn't have problems out of niggas until after I had my baby and was walking around with a little girl and was vulnerable. You know, we was both females and we were vulnerable, so my little girl ain't even gonna grow up to be a man, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, women, they have a son and they be like, yeah, I'm raising a little man, so, you know, y'all mess with me now, he gonna grow to be a man, and, you know, y'all might have problems, you know what I'm saying? So you could pursue with the threat of your child becoming a teenager, and niggas better watch out, you know what I'm saying? Because he'll grow up to be a man. But for the girls that have little girls, you know, y'all two, you know, both are vulnerable, you know, females, you know what I'm saying? All my brothers passed away. I had one die from cancer, other two shot and killed, you know what I'm saying? You know, most of my brothers was gangsters, and, you know, my father died, I think, from cancer, but old age, he was an alcoholic. So all the men in my life, all the true men that would probably come to bat for me, you know, are gone. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm out here by myself. My mother died when I was 3. So anybody in my family, like my cousin, that's giving me hell, he knows the situation. So you know you got wins to pick on me while I'm raising my child, but you didn't have all that beef when, you know, I was childless, you know what I'm saying, when I was running the streets, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to run the streets like crazy, and I didn't have those kind of problems. Did I have problems in the street? Yes, I had some. From this cousin, none. I actually used to protect him, you know what I'm saying? I used to tell people not to mess with him, because that was, you know, my brother, because we grew up in the same household. His mother raised me, so, you know, when my mother died, so we grew up in the same household. So we was like brothers and sisters, you know, but we really first cousins, so, you know, there be your own family members that in life get jealous of you or want to upstage you, you know what I'm saying? And then niggas be like overkill because, shoot, he's a man, I'm a female, he could come beat me up if he wants to. Why do he need to formulate a blood gang in my community to harass me every time I come out my door so that I could get into something with one of these retarded niggas, short butt bus niggas that, you know, rode the short bus, you know what I'm saying, outside mean mugging. So if I ever got into a confrontation, but I knew where it was coming from. I knew that the nigga that was starting the trouble wasn't here. So it's no need for me to argue with these niggas outside like, well, what the fuck you looking at? Why you looking at me like that? Or what you mean mugging? It's no need for me to argue with them when I know who's starting the trouble. The beef is with the person that's starting the trouble that's not around, that when these niggas go to jail, he's going to be going to work. And you understand what I'm saying? He's not going to be here to go. You know, some niggas come because these niggas don't have fathers. They need fathers. So when an older guy come around like that, like my cousin, and, you know, talk to them and point them out, point people out that they want to be hating on and stuff like that, they all join together and do it. You know, they do it because they don't have no fathers in their life. You know what I'm saying? And they be listening to other street niggas that's older, you know, I guess supposed to be OGs or whatever the situation is, telling them what to do. But then, you know, when they get their jail bid and stuff, like the feds came and wrapped up like 100 niggas. But my cousin wasn't one of them. But he helped them to establish you know, yeah, y'all get together and make a gang and be outside and stuff like that. So every time I come outside and have to go to the store and come back and forth, I meet with a whole bunch of opposition, right? Mind you, I'm a female, never walking with no guys, never walking with no man, just walking with my daughter. My daughter got big, started walking with my grandbaby because my daughter had a baby, and it was a girl. So it's all girls around here. What's all the beef? What you need a gang for? For me? Was I that gangster in the street when I was in the street? Was I that gangster? You know. I really didn't have no fear because I was young, you know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't have no fear because I was young. And I used to be through the roughest neighborhoods because, you know, my family kind of like had the, you know, that was known and had the situation under control. But, you know, I didn't take advantage of that because, you know, your family not going to be there for you. They can't just magically appear if you're in a situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're in a situation, nobody can't just magically appear, you know what I'm saying, and save your life. So I knew better than to walk around like that, you know. So, you know, me and my friend, my best friend, we used to run around and do our thing. Hang out all night to the wee hours in the morning, and we never really had much problems in the street. I got proof and receipts of that. I never had no problem. Not till I had my daughter. And then I was doing my cleaning business for about 5 years. My daughter turned about 5. And all of a sudden niggas started rallying around my house. All of this blood shit came in the 90s. You know, because my daughter was born in 90. So around 94, 95, the Bloods came. And automatically they was like my oppositions. I'm not with no gang. I'm not with no street gang. And I'm not joining their gang. I'm not joining no gang. But they automatically became my opposition. And now that I think about it, my cousin was behind all that. Then when I moved from the South Bronx to the North Bronx, and I'm thinking, well, niggas uptown ain't gonna be on that stupid shit. They gonna be about their money. I'm thinking niggas from uptown is about their money because I used to live uptown when I was younger. I used to go to school, elementary school and junior high school up here. So, you know, I thought niggas uptown was just gonna be about their money in the North Bronx. They let my cousin come up here and talk that shit that went down in the South Bronx. And they start acting off on that, and, you know, my building is always the famous building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always wanted to be quiet where I live at. I don't, you know, I say hi and bye to people and be polite. I'm not going to be mean or nothing like that, but I'm not going to be knocking on people's doors and hanging with people because if something jump off, it's too close for comfort for me to have beef with my neighbor. So if I start hanging in my neighbor's house and we knocking on each other's door and sitting in each other's house, if we get into an argument or a fight, it's too close for comfort. So I don't never do that. You know what I'm saying? So here come my cousin. I know niggas around there. These is my boys around your block. Like, everything that's mine, he want to be his. My neighborhood. Even though he in Queens with a house, with his wife with the house, you know, my project building is his people. You know, everywhere I move is his people. So that's kind of like somebody following you around. It's kind of like a fatal attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep following you. So, like I'm saying, if we was a member of the organization together, they kick me out, he could stay, I have to leave. Okay, so you gonna get jobs and I have to dig out of the dirt, out of the hole by myself, however I do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that wasn't good enough that I'm going home to struggle by myself. That wasn't good enough for him. He also wanted me to be harassed and living in fear of a gang. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, all of this male opposition for me? Who am I? Who am I? Why they need so many niggas for me? No girls outside, no women outside. All you needed is one tough dyke to kick my ass, to tell you the truth. If he was really smart, he would have just got one tough dyke, and she could have beat my ass down to the fucking ground, embarrassed me out there, and what could I say, because she's a girl? But no, he didn't want that. He wanted me every time I walk back and forth in and out for 25 years, in and out my building, until I could afford to level up. You know what I'm saying? That I'm a, I'm a live in hell. Every eye, every face that I meet is mean mugging and acting mean and nasty. And I'm like, don't these niggas got kids and girlfriends? I mean, these is not little teenagers or 20s, dudes in their 20s. You know, some of them was in their 20s, but a lot of these niggas was like 40, 50, and 60 years old. Like, nigga, you still living with your mama in the projects, outside harassing people? Living in your girlfriend's house, outside, 60 years old, 50 and 60 years old, harassing women going by because another nigga came by and told you to do that? Oh. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible the type of time niggas have on their hand. And the thing that one thing I know for sure is that these niggas, by the time they in their 20s, they got a baby. There's one of these women out here got a baby by them. You understand what I'm saying? They got a kid somewhere that need them. They got a household somewhere that need them. They got a mama that might need some help somewhere around the house. They got a baby mama, or they got a girlfriend, that's wishing that they be home. I'm not saying that these niggas is not, that they so terrible to the point where, they don't have girlfriends. These niggas got girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Baby mamas, households, and they would be standing outside in the front waiting for me to come by to mean mug me. And I said, what am I, famous? And I said, this is like a dangerous situation. So I said, I'm not going to say nothing to anybody. I'm not going to say, well, what you looking at? What you mean mugging me like? I'm not going to get into not one bit of conversation with these niggas. I don't care how mean they look at me. I'm not going to return with the same energy. I'm not going to give them what they need, what they want, because my window is out front and I could see them slapping their girlfriends around, punching girls around down on the floor and stuff like that. So I said, I can't engage in nothing with them, and then they feel like they disrespected and they punch me down to the ground, and then I gotta come outside and kill somebody and forget about my daughter, forget about my granddaughter, and just go ahead to jail. Cause they definitely gonna snitch. They talk all of that no snitching and stuff, but if I go outside busting my guns and killing a nigga because he punched me in my face or he embarrassed me and knocked me to the floor and I can't physically beat him, you know what I'm saying? And New York don't have that stand your ground like Georgia and the South got and all that stuff like that, I will definitely be that angry. I would definitely be that angry that if a nigga put their hands on me, I don't like no man putting their hands on me. So if a nigga put their hands on me, I'm definitely want a retaliation. I definitely want retaliation. You understand what I'm saying? So all of the mean mugging shit is all good and stuff. All of the jumping from behind walls and scaring people with dogs and whoa, that's all good and stuff like that. Long as you do not touch me. Long as you do not touch me. That's all I ask. Act all out if you want to, because sometimes you call the police and the police like, well, they live here, they have the right to be in this space too, and they walking their dogs, so, because you have a phobia of dogs, they have the right to be here because they live here too. So sometimes you could call the police and they let the shit escalate. They let the shit escalate. And sometimes these neighborhood police, these community police, they know who you calling on, and they down with the gang too. They just in uniform, but they are blood too. You know what I'm saying? So they not going to answer your call, or they not going to knock on the person's door that you have problems with. They don't want to arrest that person. They don't want to give that person any kind of warning. And they know that you have a disgrace on your name. Whoever have a disgrace or whatever the situation. I don't care about no goddamn disgrace on my name. Disgrace me, because you know what that does for me? That says, okay, nobody don't want to talk to me. I'm not down to be down with the crew, and I can't be in with it. I don't want to be with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, my cousin wasn't doing me nothing but a favor, because that's the way I like to live in my community anyway. I don't like to really shit where I sleep. You see what I'm saying? So, but when they see that you're fine with that, oh, she's okay with not having no friends and nobody not speaking to her. She's not doing anything to try to be cool. Because some people, they do that too. They'll come outside and light up a blunt, or buy everybody a bottle, or buy a beer, or, you know what I'm saying, or come outside and try to, run some kind of talking or conversation, or get with one of the guys and give up some butt, you know what I'm saying? But I'm fine with it. I'm fine with nobody speaking to me. I'm fine with not being down. I'm fine with being an outcast. Just leave me alone. Don't touch me. And you can look at me however you want to look at me. You can roll your eyes, or you can mean mug, or whatever you want to do. But just don't put your hands on me. Just don't put your hands on me. And that's my rule. That's my rule. Don't put your hands on me or my kids. That's my number one rule. Because I don't know how much self-control I might have. You understand what I'm saying? But some niggas is so, let's see, what can I say? They so self-destructive, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll let one incident destroy their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, one move that they made in life fucked up their whole life. All you gotta do is go to the jail. And niggas in jail like, that one thing that I did, that one time I got upset, it fucked up my whole life. Now I'm in jail for life. Now I'm in here for 25 to life. You understand what I'm saying? So some niggas, they just don't give a shit. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with niggas, you got to be real careful, because mainly if you're a female, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll stalk you and 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 scare you. Oh, I'm scared to. They think it's a joke and a game. Hold on, let me get a paper towel. They think it's a joke in the game to be harassing women, and if they see no man is around, she don't have no man around. Instead of them leaving her alone and saying, okay, she's by herself, let's leave her alone, you know what I'm saying? When they see the vulnerability, they see that you're vulnerable, you don't have no man or nothing to protect you, it just get worse. You understand what I'm saying? I had one guy on the corner, and he came to me, and he's not even one of them that used to harass me. He's not even one of them that used to, mess with me so much, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't friendly, but at the same time, You know, he didn't used to be in front of the building. He used to be like up at the corner store. So when I go to the corner store, I would, be seeing him. And even though, he wasn't friendly, I didn't find him to be a problem either. Not compared to the niggas that I was dealing with in front of the building. But this one guy that used to be at the corner store, he said, you know what? And we never had a conversation before. He came to me, he said, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. He said, I'm leaving today. I'm not gonna be bothering you no more. I'm leaving and I'm leaving you alone. And I looked up, and that's when I realized that I was walking around with a grunched up face. Like, I was walking around grunched, because when he said that, like, my face lightened up. And I was like, huh? The nice guy? And, I considered him the good guy. The good guy is saying he gonna leave me alone. The good guy, he wasn't good or bad. He was just there, you know what I'm saying? How it'd be like, niggas standing around for no reason. You have no reason for standing in front of on a corner. You have no reason for standing in these Aki or whatever you call it stores and stuff like that. Just standing around there, hanging around, smoking your cigarette, smoking blunts, drinking and stuff like that. You're wasting your life away when, you're a strong black man, strong Spanish man. You can get up and do something with your life. You wasting doses, wasted hours and times and days. You know what I'm saying? By the time you turn around, you know what I'm saying? This is what niggas be doing when they could be spending time with their kid. Even if you ain't got money, you know what I'm saying? Your baby mama would be appreciative if you just watch the kids sometime, you know what I'm saying? And paid your kids, your son, some attention, taught your son something. Or came around and showed other niggas that, your daughter have a father, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be able to mess with this household, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, what I was saying was that I had a group of niggas that formulated, they had their blood. I don't know if before I moved here, if they was already the Bloods or, but they attention directed towards me. Every time I came outside, they had all of this and they was all strong. I could look out of my window and see them and see everybody laid back, relaxed and chilling and drinking their beers and smoking their weed. As soon as I come outside, everybody's muscle bound and, and doing all of this mean mugging and stunting, when I walk by. So I go to the store, I get my stuff. I got to come back. When I come back, I could see them from a block away chilling. And then as soon as I have to walk through the crowd, it's all of this mean mugging and all of these signs that you don't know. That's why I say when the police be shooting these niggas because they thought they had a gun in their hand, they don't know. When they at their side doing all of this and that with their hands and stuff, you don't know. We don't know what you're doing there. We don't know if you're reaching for a gun. We don't know what all that hand signal mean. We don't know if you telling another nigga on where we heading to do something when we get to that destination. People don't understand what you learn between your gang. So that scares people. You understand what I'm saying? You don't even have to touch me. And I'm writing letters to the mayor's office. I'm writing letters to the police department. I'm writing letters to the FBI. I'm writing letters to the council people. Talking about no snitch. How you going to talk about no snitch to the victim? You understand what I'm saying? And, you victimizing people that come from the street. Just got older and have kids and want to chill back. So we older, we got kids, we want to chill back. It doesn't mean that we square pants and we never ran around in the street like you in the street now. So to disrespect us is like, you know what I'm saying? I was in the street before you was born. I was running the streets before you was born. You uptown hanging out in the projects. I was in Mount Haven. I was in Millbrook and Patterson projects going through crack houses and had crack houses and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when I was in them streets like that and wouldn't go home till the crack of dawn, I didn't have problems. I used to walk streets all time of night down there. And I could bring my friend to tell you, my best friend, a little Mexican guy, just me and him, walking up and down, going through different projects and being, acting a fool. And never had no problems until I had my baby. And then all of a sudden, here come my cousin. He wants to say, oh, it's my time. It's your time in your 50s and your 60s? You too old now for that, nigga. Yeah, you too old for that, nigga, because you was jealous of me in high school. I used to wear sheepskins and with the matching hat and gloves and all of that stuff like that. You jealous of my motherfucking past in the 80s? You want to retaliate on me now and show that, oh, it's my time, and I'm with the crew, and the crew like me better, and I got the streets better than you now. Ain't nobody on that kind of time now. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because it be your family, and you be trying to protect them from the law. You're not trying to give up their name. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to really knock people down in a time where the feds is running around and giving out the RICO law and, taking crews down. You know what I'm saying? The shit that I've been through with certain people, I could have gave up names of people and organizations and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? But just in general, they just came and started sweeping up niggas that's, outside. Because they got video footage, they got phone tapping, and you know what I'm saying? You're clearly out there. But then there's some niggas that be provoking these niggas to do shit like that, sicking these niggas on people and stuff like that that's not around. That's going to let you, soldier boy, be out there in the front and get locked up. You know what I'm saying? And get your person be out there and you get locked up. You know what I'm saying? While they going to work and all kind of stuff. And but they done sicked you on females and all kind of stuff to scare people. It's not good to scare people. One thing I didn't do when I was in the street, and we're going to extend it more than an hour today because I want to get this point across. I don't deserve any retaliation for anything in the street of harassing people or picking on old people, or when I didn't have no kids, picking on women with kids. I used to get out of their way. Soon as daybreak come and people going to the stores and the old people going to the store, I used to, if I didn't have a car, jump in the cab and get my behind home and close my curtains. You understand what I'm saying? Because the sunlight used to bother me or whatever the situation is. That's not something that I did. That's something that was beneath me. But you see, when other people get in position, they would do things to you that you didn't do to them. Okay, so you're in a position right now to sick niggas on me, sick gang on me, and get me killed in these streets. I could have did that to you in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? But, my mind wasn't there for you like that. But you see how people are when the tables turn and they in position. They be devious. My family was giving out jobs. My cousin got plenty of jobs. He probably got more jobs than I got. What happened when the tables turned and my family not in the business no more? He's with another organization, same one I did contracting with for 10 years. He went in there, got cool with them, made them laugh, and got cool and wanted me to be kicked out and wanted me not to have no contracts, no jobs, knocked down my cleaning business and everything like that I established with them. You understand what I'm saying? So you see how when the tables turn, even with family, they be playing sides of the family. Oh, this side of the family is better than that side of the family, and this, that, and other. And when things is going good with this side of the family, we all family, cousins, brothers, and sisters. And then when things, fall apart, niggas, oh, that's not really my sister. You know what I'm saying? That's not really my family. All of a sudden, they're not even your family no more. You understand what I'm saying? Because they want to go over there and be with the winners. They always want to be on the winning team. You understand what I'm saying? But when we was winning, oh, that's how you got your cokehead. That's how you got your nose. because you was up in the club sniffing all fucking for years. You understand what I'm saying? Then you going over to another organization where they don't even do all of that sniffing. Where did you get your head from? You got your head from being around us in the 80s, okay? All right? So certain characteristics about yourself, that's a dead giveaway. But that's okay. I'm fine out here in these streets. You understand what I'm saying? I will survive. I do my thing. I got a clean criminal background, regardless of how much I ran the streets. I have a clean criminal background, and I continuously educate myself and get more licenses and stuff like that. And I got a degree. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about all of that. But ladies with the fatal attraction, be careful. I'll be watching these fatal attractions, and be careful with these niggas out here. These niggas is crazy. The fatal attraction, like I said earlier, that I watched today. The girl broke up with the baby's father. They went to Virginia, came back. You know, she went back in the housing project to live with her mother. He come over there spending the night having sex, and she thinking that they rekindling, having passionate sex. He get up the next morning and shoots her in the face and shoots her mother and kills her mother. So y'all be careful out here. You know, and it's just not your boyfriend. It could be any nigga in your family, because they won't extend beef with niggas. But if it's somebody that they could bully, or a female, they'll run you around your house, around where you live, around where you go to the doctor. They'll run around and harass your whole fucking life out. Can you understand what I'm saying? And eventually it's going to get to the point where niggas is going to have to just go to jail and get snitched on, okay? So that's the end of that, you know. So peace, I'm out.